Welcome everyone to episode 10 of Pixel Pals with me, the Yorkshire Gamer, and
cheers, RetroSega81. Hi everyone.
You're already I need to get started, so I'll open mine now.
Oh, you don't opened yours yet?
I've not even
you'd already opened it.
I got
come on.
I got it for Father's Day, so if you're listening, it's Apple JD. I do like a bit of Apple JD, but I'll try not to pour it on camera, so I don't want
get in trouble.
quite a big one that'll do me.
Oh yeah, you've got to do that. That's it. Cheers. Let's try and
Cheers,
get it to
mate.
the camera.
Where is it there? Drink.
There we go.
Hi, episode 10. Wowzers. How's that make you feel?
I know. It's crazy, eh? And it's went in so quick, even with the breaks that we've had as well.
Yeah.
It's went in so fast, like.
Yeah.
That's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm just trying to think, like, how can we step it up again for, like, because I don't know if we'll just, I don't know, should we just keep doing them and just have it as one big long season, or do you want to do it into seasons or what?
Well, we're getting into the summer now, so maybe we should start doing some drinking episodes where we have a actual big drink before we come on. Or what we could do is have a drink on a Saturday and record a Saturday night one and see how that goes.
Just get absolutely sloshed.
Yeah, exactly.
I come out my shell a bit after I've had a drink as well. I'm quite reserved otherwise. But yeah, before well, maybe we'll just do one. Just like an uncut version.
Definitely uncut, especially when a Scotsman's had a drink anyway. I know what the swearing comes out of my mouth.
And you've got your own pub as well, so you've got no end of drinks.
I know, that's it. That was the worst thing about being away on holiday. I was actually missing it, being able to just nip into the pub and have like a game of darts or sit and chill and put something on the telly and just sit at the bar. So I was getting withdrawal symptoms.
Did you have a good holiday?
Yeah, it was cracking. As you could maybe tell with the colour of my face, it was absolutely roasting. So we went away to Calidor. We've been there like this is our 5th time now, but again, it's at the same hotel. So it's Ferrablanca, it's called, and it's brilliant. The entertainment team are superb. It's pretty much the same guys. Maybe one or two of them change from season to season, but we've sort of kept in touch with them over like TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and stuff. So when we go over, they always make like a right good fuss of the kids and stuff, and they're so nice. It was funny because when we arrived, I mean, you know the story, like how we got delayed on the first day. So we arrived at the hotel. It should have been at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We didn't arrive till about half nine at night. And as we're pulling our cases to go to our room, they do the entertainment outside at night. So we're pulling our cases along, and Diego, who's like one of the head entertainment guys, was doing the movie quiz, and he was on the mic, and then all of a sudden he just clocked us, and he was like shouting on the mic, and then he passed it to one of the other entertainment people, and he like ran round to give my daughter a cuddle and everything. So it was he knew we were coming, but I don't think he knew the dates. So obviously he was like total surprised to see us. But it's just wee things like that just it just make it. But yeah, it was really good, man. It was like 30, between about 30 and 32, 33 degrees every day, like pure sunshine, no clouds. But I think at the now, it's like almost 40 degrees over there now. A few of the guys have been messaging me just saying how hot it is, and it's like 36, 38, 39, which I would be okay with. My missus would be okay with, but it would just be too hot for the kids and that. I mean, they were struggling when we were away then. We had to go back to the room a few times, and like the wee man would just chill in the room with the aircon on, and I would just sit on the balcony and just watch like they do all the activities at the pool. But our apartment block like looked over the pool, so you could watch them playing like spike ball and volleyball and stuff. So yeah, it was good, man. It was really good.
Oh, that's good. I bet. Wait, they say this week, Monday and today, it's been really hot as well. Does it feel like you're still there in a way?
Nah, see, up here it's not really been that great, to be honest. It was really
Mm.
cloudy this morning. It was raining this morning. And
Oh, yeah.
then now, I would say probably about 6:30 is when the sun's come out. And it's nice, like, but we've just not got the temperatures that, like, you
Mm.
guys seem to be having down south, eh? Because I saw it was funny, my pal sent me a picture the day on our group chat, my neighbour Mitchell, and it was like a weather thing, and it was saying about how I think it was certain parts of England had the hottest day of like this date in July, and at
Yeah.
the bottom there's a yellow rain warning for Scotland, like weather warning. I'm like, that is just so typical, man. Anyone that lives in Scotland will know, like, when you guys get all the good weather and we're sitting up here with jackets on and stuff.
Raincoats on.
So annoying, man. So annoying.
Oh, mate. Well, I'm glad you had a good time, and it sounds like we were saying with kids, it's like, I guess it feels like home away from home, like, because they all like remember you and stuff.
Yeah, that's it. And it's good because even with that delay we had on the first day, you know how usually when you go somewhere, you spend the first day finding your bearings and where
Yeah.
everything is and all that. It's good because you don't need to do any of that, eh?
Yeah.
And I mean, every year we keep saying, right, we'll go somewhere else. And then it comes to booking a holiday and we're like, oh, should we just go back there? And we're like, yeah, let's just do it. So I don't know. We'll see what we do maybe next year. I think my missus is now maybe leaning towards wanting to go back to Lanzarote. We've been there a couple of times and really enjoyed it. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, nice one, mate.
What
Yeah.
about yourself? You've been up to much the last couple of weeks? I haven't actually really spoke to you much at
I
all.
know, yeah.
I know we usually speak over like WhatsApp and stuff, but I think I've been quite quiet with everyone. I've not really spoke to many people over the last couple of weeks. Yeah.
To be fair, because you were on holiday, I thought I don't want to just be messaging you and that, so I just thought I'll just leave him to have his holiday and that. But yeah, I've been up to quite a bit, to be honest. So I'll start with, I've got 2 more platinums.
I was going to ask how many yet now.
Oh, I don't even know. I think it's like 230 something now.
Wow.
Oh wait, no, sorry.
PS1 ones, I meant.
So right, let me start that again. I've got 2 more platinum trophies. That's what I meant to say.
All right. Sorry, I thought you meant like the actual games. Right, got you. What ones are these you've got now then?
So first one is Still Wakes the Deep, which...
By the way, I wanted to talk to you about that because I've not talked to you about it, so we'll come back to that one.
Yeah. And the second one is a game called Viewfinder. You've probably seen clips of it where basically you've got a camera, you put onto like a level, and you take a picture of something, and then you hold that picture up against like the level somewhere, and if you place it, you can then walk into the picture, and it's like it opens the area and stuff.
Yeah,
it's like a really big puzzle game, but I found it really fun. And I got platinum on that as well. But yeah, Still Wakes the Deep. I had a look at the trophies after, and I thought, I reckon I could do this. There's one trophy that's a bit like, which is there's like certain parts of the game where you've got to pick up like items and then throw it like to distract the monster or monsters. So you've got to do that with 50 different items. Like
different items.
Yeah,
like,
so
jeez.
So if I picked up an empty can and threw that, if I went back later on and picked that same can up, it won't count as a second throw. I'd have to find 50 different things.
Yeah.
So that one took a bit of time, but yeah, overall, I didn't mind because I enjoyed playing it. Like I really enjoyed it. How did you find it?
I loved it. I honestly loved it. And I know that you recommended it on was it on the last podcast you did, or was it when I was speaking to you off air? I can't remember, but I was like, yeah, I'll play it. And I'll tell you one thing, the PS Portal has basically got me back into loving gaming again. Honestly, I'm like addicted to play. I actually play it more than I do my PS5. Hence why I've not been live or anything really at all in the last couple of weeks. I know I've been away, but even when I've been back, because I've literally just been playing games on that. And but right, I'll download it and play it. But I know what you mean about how a lot of people would probably need the subtitles. I mean, I understood everything, but there's loads of like cool Scottish slang and certain things that we would say that people would be like, what are they talking about? But I thought it was good. What I was very surprised in, though, the graphics are really good on it.
Yeah.
See, like some bits where you see even like the water, or when you're like going through certain areas and it's quite lit. The attention to detail is really good on it. the eeriness of it. I know that I think we spoke before, wasn't it, about Alien Isolation? You've not played
Oh,
that
yeah.
yet, have you? So it reminded me a lot of that. Like,
Yeah.
if you like this, you will definitely like Alien Isolation. But no, I thought it was an absolutely brilliant game. I basically played it all the way through. Didn't play anything else. Sometimes I skip between games, between like that and maybe jump back to the precinct or that. But no, I literally played it until I finished it. I think it maybe took me about 8 hours, maybe 8 and a bit hours. There was a couple of
Yeah,
bits I got stuck at, but yeah, overall it was definitely a solid like 8, 9 out of 10 for me. I really, really enjoyed it. Like,
can you remember any of the slang words that they used?
what was it they were using? Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head, but there was, you know, the bits where most of the slang ones was when he's speaking. I don't want to ruin it in case people have not seen it, but when you see the flashbacks with him speaking to like his missus,
Yeah.
and the sort of stuff that she's saying is quite a lot of slang and things and that. I can't remember anything off the top of my head. I wish I'd written some of them down. But like, even he calls her, I think she calls him a roaster one time as well.
Yeah.
You're a roaster, and folk would probably be like, "What does that mean?" So it's like
Yeah.
you're a nutter, you're a tube, you're a
Okay.
however you would say it, you're a roaster, a waste of space type thing. But yeah, there was quite a few of them, but I was just even hearing the accents in it as well, because obviously it's based on like a rig in Scotland, but
Yeah.
it's basically terrified me to ever want to go on a rig, like after watching that. So between, I'm going to go on a bit of a rant here, but between that, I don't want to go on a rig again. When I watched the film Gravity, I don't know if you've seen that with Sandra
I want to
Bullock.
see that. Yeah.
I would never go to space after watching that. And then I just watched the documentary on Netflix, Titan. Remember that Titan sub that
Oh yeah, I've
imploded
seen
when it was
that.
going
Yeah.
down to...
Yeah.
I would never want to go on one of their things. Why anybody would have wanted to go on one of them, I don't know. And if you watch the documentary, it's pretty crazy. Like some of the stuff in it that let's just say they weren't doing a lot of safety checks with stuff, shall
Yeah.
we say? But when it showed you like in the sub and going down. Like, if people were paying hundreds of thousands to go down and do it, because it did have some successful dives. See, if somebody offered me hundreds of thousands to go down, I still wouldn't do it.
No.
There'd be like, no way in hell would I want to do that.
Like they're controlling it with like a PS3 controller, weren't they, or an Xbox controller?
Yeah, it was literally like something like a TikTok shop like that. But now, what is it? Like that. It was literally that. It was just, it was crazy. And it was the CEO, the guy that Stockton Rush, his name was, he was doing a lot of the dives. So he was going down and doing a lot of the dives. And like one of the first ones that they did, like when they actually hit the depth, I thought it would be like maybe an hour or two down. You spend an hour or what there and then back up. He was down for 17 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 17 hours in this little tiny sub thing in the horrible conditions, like freezing cold and like hearing all these weird noises with it crackling. And I'm like, nah, some people have just no wired up right. Like, there's no way I would want to do anything like that.
It were an absolute no, weren't it? Because like it was like when people were saying this isn't safe, he was just sacking them, weren't he? It was like, I don't want to hear it.
That's it. So, yeah, I mean, it basically started off, he was the CEO and he had everyone branched off.
Yeah.
And it was like, what was the guy's name? Goodridge. Was it somebody, the Scottish guy? He was like the main engineer that basically kept telling him, you need to look at this, you need to look at that. And what they were saying was the way it came across is if you found fault with any of the subs or you wanted to raise any concerns, that guy took it as a personal attack to him rather than you actually trying to say to him, look, this needs looked at. I mean, I don't want to go into too much detail in case you do watch the documentary. It's a good watch. The only thing I was a bit disappointed with is I thought there would have been a bit more about maybe what they had found out of what had happened after it imploded and give you a bit of detail about that, but it was literally the last 10 minutes of it was that. Majority of it is all just the build up and the failed expeditions and how they built it, and even things like how they stored it after some dives. Like, it is crazy when you watch it. You're just like, it was always going to be a disaster waiting to happen. When you watch the document, I know it's quite one-sided, but it definitely is. The warning signs were there. Like,
He were a nutter.
No.
The CEO, yeah. I wouldn't. The only type of submarine I'd go on is like a proper like navy, army one. I wouldn't go on a little pod like that. No chance.
Definitely not.
And you mentioned Portal earlier.
Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah,
I got one.
yeah. Nice one, nice. You kept that quiet.
I know. I've had it for just over a week now. I got it as a late Father's Day present.
Oh,
It's
nice.
from the wife, but
Mhm.
like the kids got me stuff like with their own money and stuff. But it's funny because as you know, we're talking about platinum games, PS1 games.
Mhm.
I was going to do a trade with Jim Barrowlands,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh, you know, what do you want to trade for this? Because I'd already taken all of his platinum games, and
Yep.
he's like, oh, I've got a PlayStation Portal if you want that. So I'm like, oh, sweet, yeah, you know, I've been
Yeah.
wanting one for ages. So
Uh-huh.
I said, yeah, that's sweet. You know, I'll do a trade with you. So I was talking to Mrs. and I said, oh, I've just done another trade with Jim. He's gonna send me a PlayStation Portal. And she goes, is that the PlayStation handheld, the like the £200 one? I'm like, yeah. She goes, for fuck's sake. She goes, I've bought you one and it's coming tomorrow. Surprise.
Uh-huh.
I was like,
Oh,
oh, and I felt awful. And something similar happened before with Lego Pac-Man.
Mhm.
As Argos were doing this massive discount on Lego. I think it was like 40% off. So that normally is like 250 quid, but I think it was on sale at like 160 or something. So I thought, it's never going to be this cheap again. So I said to Mrs., I'm going to go to Argos. I've got some TikTok money. I'm going to buy and she went, for fuck's sake, I've got it here for your birthday. I'm like, oh. So, you know, it's not first time. So I had
Yeah.
to tell Jim, I'm sorry, mate. Mrs. has just told me that she's got me the Portal and it's coming tomorrow. So is there anything else that you can trade? But yeah, I was playing that viewfinder on it, and yeah, it's really good. Like, yeah, it's like the quality of like the resolution on the screen and that, and sound and stuff. It's really good, isn't it? And like,
Perfect. The only thing I had a bit of an issue with, but then I looked online, is I don't know if you've had it, is when you try to sometimes connect to your PS5, when you first switch it on, it'll just be like failed and reconnect, failed, reconnect. And I don't know if you've had that, but if you have, the easiest way around it is just go into the settings and put it on airplane mode, put it off airplane mode, and then try it again. It works first time.
oh,
Because I was finding that loads. I was like, oh, it's not connecting. It must be, there's something wrong with it. And I looked online, and seemingly it's just sometimes it just doesn't connect. But if you put the portal on airplane mode and then off it, and then go back in and do it, and it works first time. But it doesn't do it all the time with me. It maybe does it one in every 6 times I switch it on, or 7 times. But apart from that, I honestly love it. I think it's a brilliant. But
yeah,
I played it way more than I thought I would. Like,
yeah, good piece of kit in it. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, really happy to add that. I've been eyeing it up since it came out because I'm a PlayStation fanboy, and I thought, oh, I really want that. And then it's like, oh, it's too expensive. And then yeah, Jim offered to trade. I'm like, yes, I finally get one. Then I pissed Mrs. off. But yeah, happy to have one there. What else have been? So platinum games. I've been collecting them. So I've been collecting for 3 weeks, and just behind me, it's this shelf here. And I think I've got about 42 now.
Jeez,
I'm doing like trades and stuff. But I think there's like 150 altogether. So I'm nearly a third of the way there.
That's pretty good considering that's not even been a month yet, has it? That you,
I know. I said on the initial video, I said, oh, I want to do it before my 40th. I've still got a year and a half yet. So
jeez.
So I think I'll do it, but I think it's going to get harder to get certain games. And like one of the games in particular, I did already have, but I sold it, which was Silent Hill, and that's like the most expensive one at the minute.
All right.
I think it goes for about 100 quid. And it's like, oh, why did I give that up? But then I've been like looking on eBay just to get an idea of like prices and stuff. And there's like some games that are just not on there. So like Dino Crisis 2, that got a platinum. And it's nowhere. I can't find it anywhere. So I think some games are going to get really hard to find. But yeah, I'll just have to start begging on TikTok. Has anybody got this game?
That's it. Get Jim to do some reconnaissance for you because he's really good for that. He got me obviously a bit easier to find, but LMA 2007. I literally messaged him one day about it, and then he was like, "Oh, leave it with me." The next day, he WhatsApped me and he was like, "Look what I've got." I was like, "Geez, oh."
quick.
He'll keep his eye out for stuff all the time, eh?
Yeah.
If you message him, he always keeps his eye out for stuff, eh? So he's a good lad, Jim. Like,
Yeah. Like he's at the moment he's the one who's put the bulk of the platinums in. He traded me 8 platinum games and a really expensive PS1 game as well called I don't know if I pronounce it right. It's called Trombone or The Misadventures of Trombone, and it's just one of those weird and obscure PS1 games. But it retails, well, I say retail. People are selling it for about 350 quid at the minute. It's like super expensive. So yeah, like really happy to have got that off him. But yeah, he's got loads of like proper like rare games in his shop. Yeah, so it's probably not going to be the last trade that I do with him. I'll find something to trade with him.
I need to get back through to his shop. I was hoping to try and get back through when I was in Glasgow the other month, but I just didn't have enough time. And then my thought was, right, I'll go on the Sunday morning before we go back home. Yeah. And we ended up drinking in the hotel the Sunday morning and then went up the town once we got back home. So I was like, it's a write-off. But I'm going to try and get back over again, have a good proper look. Because the last time I was there, I literally spent about 3 hours there between like looking through the stuff and speaking to Jim. Then another Scottish streamer guy, Brian Weir, his name is, he turned up. And I've never met him before. I knew him through TikTok, but I never actually met him. And he was there with his missus, and I bumped into him and was sitting speaking to him for like half an hour. So it was really good. But I tell you, his stall or his shop, like stall area, which is a shop, it's not a stall, it's a big area. His was the busiest in the bars. Like there were loads of people there. It was really, really busy. But what you see on the outside, like obviously he's got the inside bit as well, where he's got all his stuff that he's testing or he's fixing and things like that. And he took me into it, and I'm honestly, it's like a treasure trove of stuff. There's like things I've never even seen before. There's stuff that I'm like, oh my god, I remember that as a bairn and everything. It's unbelievable the stuff he's got. It's absolutely crazy.
Does he have a PS3?
Probably. He's probably got multiple ones. He's got stuff that's not even in the shop, because I remember one of my pals was looking for a PS2 and I asked him, "Well, you got any PS2?" And he's like, "I've got tons of them." So I was like, all right, next time I'm through, I have to grab one for my neighbour. But I think he's got stuff that he doesn't even have at the shop because he's not got enough room for it.
Right.
But I know he's trying to get like a sort of warehouse or a storage place of some sort so he can try and house more stuff. But when he turned up at my house, because obviously I'd done a swap deal stuff with him as well, and he came to the house and we had a wee chill in the pub and stuff, not drinking because he was driving, but just sat in the blether. And he was like, he opened his van door and the amount of stuff he had in his van was unbelievable. Like just bits of everything, like controllers, light guns, 3 ends, Xbox 360s, like with 3 consoles. There was honestly, his van was just rammed with stuff. So he's definitely Scottish Del Boy Trotter, the retro gaming, 100%. He's some boy. I don't think he could say no to stuff. If somebody messages him and probably says, "Oh, I've got this," or "I'm getting rid of that," I get the impression he's the type of person that just can't say no. He'll just go and get it. And then because he'll probably know somebody that is looking for that certain item. So he's some boy.
So if people are listening and they want to see what kind of stuff Jim has, just search Barrowland Retro Games on TikTok, and some of the things that he posts, like some of the rare things that he posts as well, it's like, whoa, like you've either never seen it before, like you say, or it's something that will just unlock a memory. It's definitely worth a watch or a follow. So
it is, and he is genuine. I've said it every time I speak about him. He is the nicest guy in the world. He is genuinely like the nicest guy in the world. He's so easy to talk to and stuff. And he's got some brilliant stories as well. For when he was working at the Barras and everything, when he back in the day, because the Barras was quite a big game, which it still is now actually. But it was a big music venue. There were loads and loads of bands and everything played there. You find a lot of bands and up and coming artists used to play there before they made it big. So like Robbie Williams and stuff all played
Oh,
there.
really?
Yeah. Like Oasis were there and stuff as well. There's like
wow.
massive bands, like, and some of the stories he was telling me when I was there, I can't repeat on air, but there's some belters, shall I say? Some brilliant ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do when I come to Scotland. Go to Barrowlands. Go to your pub, and yeah, you have to show me around.
Defo.
Maybe put me up at night.
Yeah, that's fine. We can get you in the pub. You can stay in the pub. I'll get the big blow up mattress and that, and then you can
sweet.
just have a drink until you fall asleep. There we go. I'll cuddle in beside you.
Yeah. Sweet, right. Well, we've asked again for some questions, so we've got quite a few today actually. So I've pretty much unprepared though, so I've not put them on my computer like I usually do. I usually like email them all to myself, but instead I've just been taking screenshots of them on my phone. So you sent a few through as well because you posted a video, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I did.
So what I'll do,
yesterday.
I'll start from top and then work his way down. Right, okay. So the first one is from Trozone325, which is somebody who commented on your video, and they've put, "What is a video game franchise that you guys wish people would give a chance?"
See, this was one I couldn't really think of because I was like, I think people do sort of give games a chance anyway. I mean, there's a lot of like franchising stuff that I love, like Fallout and all these sort of things. I couldn't genuinely think of one, like especially a franchise of games that people just don't like. Because usually, if it's a franchise, if it's not very good, you're not going to get like 2 or 3 games out of it. So I was really struggling to think of like a game that would fall under that category. I don't know if you had any, but I genuinely couldn't think of anything.
To be honest, I struggled for a bit on this one. So it's either video game or video game franchise. So I guess technically now this game is a franchise because they've just released the second one about a week ago, I think, and it's Death Stranding.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I saw that came out actually, the second one.
Yeah, not got it yet. I'm to be completely honest, I completely forgot it was coming out because normally like I'll pre-order stuff, but I didn't pre-order it this time because I think at the time there wasn't a release date, so I thought I'll wait, and then it's just crept up on me, and yeah, I've still not got it, but yeah, Death Stranding. I've probably said it a million times before, but yeah, a lot of people just think, oh, it's just a walking simulator, and all you do is just walk from this place to that place and deliver goods. And it's like, oh, I don't know. For me, it's much more than that. I don't know. Like it came out around COVID time as well, where people had to isolate and weren't allowed to go outside and stuff like that. So when you play as Sam Bridges, you're literally on your own on this like little journey, like trying to connect the world again to get people to communicate again and stuff like that. So and yeah, the music in it as well was really good. The story's a bit messed up, but like once you get it, you're like, oh, that's what's going on. And I was like, this is really good. So for me, yeah, I think it'd be Death Stranding. I'd urge people to try it again if if you didn't enjoy it the first time.
No, I'm going to try it again after you talked about it, and even after I finished. It Still Wakes the Deep. I always get the name the wrong way around, I was like, right, I'm going to play it because I'm sure it is on the like PS Plus, like the Game Pass thing for PlayStation. And you know what I picked instead of it? I don't know if you've played it. Resident Evil 7. Have you played that? Biohazard.
Yeah,
it is brilliant. Now, it's funny because I was messaging Jamie, like GPS Darko, about it, saying, I know this is probably a daft question, but you played this? And he's like, yes, it's really good. And I was like, aye. And he's like, have you played any other Resident Evil games? And I'm like, well, bits and pieces of them. He's like, you do know the story sort of continues. I was like, no, I just picked it because it looked really good.
Yeah.
But I think I'm like 9 hours into it now, and it's I'm pretty much at the end, but it's bloody brilliant, man. I absolutely love it. I'm really, really enjoying it.
Are you playing it in VR?
No, because it's VR on the VR1. So because I've got the PSVR2, it's not like
Oh,
backwards
does it not work?
compatible.
Oh,
Nah, you can't play the VR1 games. You can only play the VR2, which is a bit of a swizz in a way.
yeah,
Like I can understand if you've got the one and you can't play the two, but it's a bit shit if you've got the newest one and you can't
yeah,
play the older games. But to be honest, the amount of times I've shat myself playing it, I'm not sure I could handle the VR yet, like because there's so many jump scares in
yeah.
it. And again, I've just been playing it on the portal. I've been literally sitting just playing it on the portal. Like when the wee man's having his supper, or if I've got a wee half an hour to myself, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to sit and have a wee game of this.
Yeah, it is really good. Like that was the first game that I ever completed, like the full, like a first game that was like a full length game that I did in VR.
Mm-hmm.
So because you've got the option that you can play in VR or you can just play it
Yeah.
normally. And I had the VR. I'm like, I'm gonna do this all in VR, like
Mhm.
first time. And you're right, the jump scares proper shit you up, especially in VR. Because
Yeah, I can imagine.
like I think it's near the beginning. Like you park your car up, you walk up to like some gates, and you can see the house, but you can't get through the gates. So you've got to go through like a dirt trail, jump down,
Yeah,
and then there's the house in there, and there's like a door that you can go in. And in
Mhm.
VR, like obviously you can just see all these trees and stuff around you. It's like, whoa, like I'm actually there. And then you walk up to this door, and it's just opened by like a creek.
Mhm.
And inside it's just pitch black, and I'm just like, I don't want to go in there. I don't want to do this. And like I opened the door fully, and it is literally pitch black. Like you literally can't see anything. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna creep in slowly, and then I was expecting the door to like slam or something. But it turns out that when you go in, it turns the torch on so you can see. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I was just worried about nothing. But like you're literally inside the house, you know what I mean? Like you're looking around and you're in the house. It's mad, yeah.
Actually, like playing it on the portal, I'm like, oh, I bet it would have been so good playing it on the VR. But like, I have shat myself literally about 3 or 4 times on it, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I can only imagine what that must be like on the portal when that happens. But even the bits like you've described, just like walking through a certain part of the house or like bit through the forest, but like you're going to be like that seeing everything, so it's going to you're going to be even more on high alert, I suppose, like for any sort of jump scares. But I can't believe how I've never played it before, and B, how much I'm enjoying it. Like it's honestly, it's brilliant. So if anyone listens never played it, definitely play it. It's really, really good. Like
You'll enjoy Village as well, number 8. Like if you've not played that
I
yet.
have got that. I've actually got that on PS5 as well. I think I played about an hour of it, and then for some reason I never went back to it. I think I got another game, and I just never ever went back to it. So I'm going to probably, I don't know. I was going to play that next, but I think I'm going to give Dead Stranding another shot. I think I have to. I'm going to try, especially now I've got the portal. I can just sit and play it at random times. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to see if I can get into it.
Yeah, I find Death Stranding just so chill as well. Like, there's parts where there is like combat and stuff, but for the most part, you're just chilling and just like walking through landscapes, and you've got to like plan your journey ahead because like there might be like a massive mountain that you've got to climb, so you've got to like think, right, I've got to take any ropes or any ladders or and obviously you carry it all with you, and there's only like so much weight that you can carry, and then like your boots over time disintegrate and stuff, so you got to like make sure all your equipment's all up to scratch and stuff. But then you start unlocking vehicles and stuff, so you can unlock like a motorbike and like a big truck, so you can like start like just loading all your deliveries into that. But yeah, I enjoy it anyway. But that's the game that I wish that people would give a good chance.
Well, see, now you've just said that as well. I've just actually thought of a game that a lot of people probably should give a chance. And I don't know if you've played it, but the Terminator game that's on PS5, I can't remember the full name of it. It came out quite early on when PS5 launched. And I got that, and I bought Alien. Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. Alien. Can't remember. It's like it's basically Left 4 Dead and all those type of games, like the Aliens one. I can't remember the name of it now. But the Terminator game is brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. It starts off and it takes you a good hour to get into it because you've got like crap guns and you just get annihilated all the time by the Terminators. But see, once you start getting decent weapons in it, and you can start like upgrading them a little bit, it's an absolutely brilliant game. And you'll get it probably dirt cheap now as well because obviously it's been out for so long. But everyone I speak to, I've either never ever played it or the odd person that has actually played it have said, yeah, that was actually pretty good, eh? And I'm like, nobody ever talks about it. I think because a lot of the Terminator games are like got quite a bad rap, eh? That when they came out, they weren't really that good, a lot of them. But I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it when I first got my PS5. So if you've never played it, have a look for it because you'll probably pick it up quite cheap now. But it's definitely worth a play as well. That's going to be my one for that question.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was a Terminator game on PS5.
Yeah, I'm going to check now what it was called, but it was really good. And like I say, I got it with that Alien game, which is the name of that's totally bypassed me now. But yeah, the Terminator. Oh, fingers and thumbs here. What was it called again? I'll find it while we're talking. But it's really good. It came out quite early on the PS5 as well, eh? So like I say, you probably will get it quite cheap. I'll see if I can find it here just while we're... here we go. So it's called Terminator Resistance.
Resistance.
Yeah, so it's... Mind you, in saying that, it's still coming up about 22 quid at CEX, but you'll probably get it cheaper than that other places. But yeah, Terminator Resistance, it's got a DLC as well, which I don't think I ever played. It was more... I'm sure it was the story of John Connor or something was the DLC part, but yeah, it's really good. It's really, really good. So if you find it ever cheap, like on the store or something, hopefully you may be able to pick it up for like 15 quid or a tenner or something. It's definitely worth buying, like a wee gaming.
Yeah,
if you like the Terminator games.
Yeah, I have to look out for that. What Terminator Resistance?
Terminator Resistance, yeah.
Right.
I know there's a new Terminator game coming out at the end of the year. I think I talked about it before, like the 2D one that's coming out that's like proper retro. But they're also, I'm sure they're doing an open world Terminator game as well.
Really?
Like a proper, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a proper one that's coming out. I don't know if it's the end of this year or maybe into next year, but I'm sure I read something about that as well. So I'll definitely try and get my hands on that. Like, I love Terminator stuff. Yeah, I think it's brilliant.
I can imagine that open world as well, just being like really, really good.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like,
right, we'll move on to the next question. So this one is from TTV_Matito4, and he has put, now you're 10 episodes in, how have you found doing the podcast, and what has been your favorite time?
I've enjoyed it. My favorite times, I've actually got two, if I can pick two. So I actually quite enjoyed doing the live episode because we were getting just random questions getting hit at us, and you had like no time to prepare. Even though I don't think we really prepare much for the questions that we get, to be perfectly honest. Like, I'll get a question and I'll send it straight to yourself, and then I try not to think about it or look at it until you read it out again. So I tried to have it off the cuff. So I really enjoyed that one. But then I really enjoyed the episode with Andy as well. Just like some of the stuff he was talking about and things, and obviously the games he talked about, a lot of them were the games that I grew up playing, and it was just he was quite engaging as well. So literally that could have been like easily like a 4-hour episode, and we could have just like been talking for ages. But yeah, they two are probably been my favorite ones so far. Like, I don't know about you, but
yeah, to be honest, I was going to say the same. Like the live one, I liked how unpredictable it was in terms of like you say, normally when we get a question, we might have a minute or two to just think, how will I answer that later? But on a live, it's like, boom, that's it. You gotta,
that's it.
You just got to answer it. And the only downside that I didn't like about the live episode was my internet.
That was you were having a nightmare.
I just kept freezing, and like the sound didn't match up with you. So I'm like, your mouth were moving, but then your voice were coming in after. So I'm just like, I know he's asking something, but I'm gonna have to wait till the audio's come through, and then you're just like sat waiting, like. So yeah, I'll have to make sure I've got better internet for for next time if we do that again. And yeah, like you say, the one with Andy as well. Because like for us, like the way that we experience the video games is just by playing them. but like the way that he experiences them, he sees them getting built from the ground up, and he knows exactly what goes into making a video game, and the passion that people have, and how much they want it to succeed, and how much love is poured into this thing that they're creating. And then I can imagine it's like such a great experience, like after seeing it on the shelves and people buying it.
Yeah.
And I love that game, and just like I had a part in that. So I think it was really good having Andy on, just to get that perspective, from him. Just because, like I say, we just play the games. We don't really know the full ins and outs of what goes into them.
That's the thing as well, you think like some of the stuff he was saying, and some of the stuff he talked about sort of off air and that as well, about how when you try to hit deadlines, people potentially even just getting locked in a room just to get this part finished and just to get it over the line and that. And you think all that love and attention that went into games like that, and then imagine the game came out and it flopped, or all you're getting is bad reviews and people slagging the game. How much of like a kick in the guts that must be when a lot of these people have poured like their heart and soul into it. I mean, nobody would like that, I mean, if you, like even say for us, so you get your game room looking all nice and everything like that, you think, oh, that's cool. And then somebody comes on and goes, oh, that's shite, that's rubbish, that. You're like, oh, you spent all that time and effort. But yeah, I mean, it must be quite hard that, because it, like a lot of them just wanted to succeed. You could hear the passion in his voice for it as well. Even like after all those years, like he was still as passionate as probably what he was when he was younger, when he first got into the industry, to what he was talking about it. Because he could have talked for hours. Like you could tell he totally loved it. It wasn't like 1 or 2 word answers we were getting out of him. He was going into a lot of detail and telling us a lot of stuff. Probably told us a couple of things he maybe shouldn't have, but he was like, that's when the tequila, I think, was kicking in at that point. But yeah, he was a cool guy as well. He was really easy to talk to, wasn't he?
Yeah, we'll have to get him back at some point. Yeah, it'd be good to get more out of him. But yeah, if anybody's not listened to that episode, it's episode 6. Andy Tudor. It is 2.5 hours long. It does go into great detail there, and it's definitely worth a listen. So yeah, go and check it out if you haven't already. Cool. Right, the next one is from Shivers. Thank you, Shivers. And the first question is, if you couldn't do gaming anymore, what else would you do instead?
Do you want to answer this one first? I'll throw it back at you first.
I struggled a bit with this one, because I'm like, if I'm in the house and I'm in the house bored, that's a song, I think. I wouldn't know what to do if I couldn't video game.
I thought I would know exactly what you were going to say to. That's why I said you go first.
I probably just listen to Westlife all day, and no, to be honest, like, I did have a good think, and I think I'd probably read books. I think that's probably what I'd do. But correct me if I'm wrong, if you think there's something else that I should be doing.
See, I thought you would go down the music side. I genuinely thought you would have went down the music side, because obviously I know that you can sing and everything. I thought, but I don't know, can you play any instruments? I didn't know that. I know you could sing and stuff, but I don't know if you could play any instruments.
Got a guitar back, maybe. If I've had a few too many on this podcast, I might play you a song.
There we go. But that's what I thought you were going to go down that route. I genuinely thought that's what you would have come out with.
Yeah. I guess with music, what I like about music is just the creativity. Just like, especially like you can play other people's songs, but then when you start to like learn chords and stuff like that, and like whatever mood you're in, you can just pick up the guitar, and like whatever mood you're in, you can play that mood on the guitar. So if I'm feeling like proper down, I'll play like some like sad chords, or if I'm feeling like really happy about something, I might play something a bit, jingly or jazzy. So yeah, I do like that. Yeah, I think I'm going to change my mind. I think I didn't even think about that.
That's what you were going to say. I genuinely thought that's what you were going to say. Yeah.
No, I didn't even think about that. I just thought, a hobby, video games. What's closest to video games? I could watch TV, but that'd be a bit boring. So I just thought I'd probably just read books, just like loads of books.
Just while you've said books as well, I started reading The Running Man.
Oh, have you?
Now, I've read about 3 books in my lifetime. I don't really read books at all. Even when I was at school, if we had to do book reports and stuff, I used to pick books that were films and just watch the film and then write a book report on that. So I've literally read like about 3 or 4 books. So I was like, right, I'm going to read this. So I started reading it on the plane when we went on holiday. So I've read about 40 pages, which is quite a lot for me so far, eh? But the reason I've mentioned this is because it's the Running Man. I can't remember if I said that at the beginning. So Mike kindly sent me up the Running Man book, the Stephen King one, which is obviously the movie came out with Arnie and everything in the 80s. However, everyone had told me that the book's very different to the movie. But I don't know. I take it you've read the book, yeah?
Yeah, I've read it, yeah.
Did you see the new trailer for the Running Man that just dropped today?
What? No.
Yeah, so there's a new trailer and it's what's the guy's name now? Glenn somebody? I can't remember his name. He's seemingly quite a big actor. I can send you the link, but it dropped today, and from the trailer, it looks as though they're going to be aiming the film to be like the book.
Oh, good.
Because the beginning of the book that I've read is obviously they're talking about Ben Richards and his kid's ill. He needs money to get medicine, so he goes to like the Running Man Studios and he's going through the auditions and selection process, whatever you want to call it, to make sure he's fit enough, that he's got the IQ to do it. And obviously they're whittling down all the weak people, shall we say, to get all the contestants. That's about as far as I've got. That he's up to that stage. The beginning of the trailer shows him with his kid ill and he's in this like rundown apartment with his missus saying that I want to go on the show to try and get money, and it shows you a clip of him going in and obviously going through the selection process, and then it kicks into the actual trailer of the movie. Now that Josh Brolin's in it as well, you know, Goonies and Thanos and everything. So watching the trailer, I'm guessing this is going to be exactly like the movie. So is it, because the trailer shows that if you're the Running Man, it's like the world is then chasing you. So there's cameras on you and all that.
Yeah.
I'm not that far into the book, so I don't know if that's how the book goes, but that's what the trailer shows. But it actually looks pretty good. The trailer it's pretty action packed, but it looks like it's got those sort of little comedy bits that the movie that Arnie has, that sort of like I always say it as like the Smash TV. That's what I always think. You know the game Smash TV, if you've ever seen it, always think of that as quite Running Man-esque. It's got that sort of vibe to it, and it's got some wee silly bits in the trailer as well. But the one thing it does, I don't know of, but I'm praying they do, is like I'm hoping they have at least one sort of cameo with Schwarzenegger, something to have him in it, or like reference him or something, eh? But the trailer just literally dropped. I think it was this afternoon. And it looks pretty good, like it does look. But I want to try and get this book finished now before I watch the movie. So I'm now on a time scale to do it. But I check it out. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that's got me excited because like I read the book before I watched the movie, and I loved the book. I was like, whoa, because like I don't know if it does it like every hour or every minute, like each chapter.
Yeah, it's like minus. Yeah, it goes. It's minute. It starts at is it 99? It counts its way down, like minus 99 minutes, 98, 90. It counts it down.
So that and it does go. I'll not spoil it for you, but yeah, like you said, basically he's on the run and everybody's hunting him, and he's got to survive, and that's hence why he's called the Running Man, because he's forever on the run. But yeah, then I watched the movie. I was like, it's nothing like book, you know, and I was a bit disappointed about it, but I wish I'd watched the movie first and then read the book. Yeah. Because I probably would have appreciated the movie more than after reading the book. But yeah, that's got me excited that I'm looking forward to that.
Well, to be honest, like when I didn't even know they were doing the Running Man movie. It was a guy, Graham Watt, his name is. He lives up north from me up in Aberdeen area and stuff. And I only know him through TikTok, but he's a really, really nice guy. He does like charity football matches up there every year, and he's got loads of retro game stuff. And he had said, "Oh, did you know they were doing a Running Man remake?" And I'm like, "Oh, that'll be a load of shite." Like, remember, like the Total Recall one was rubbish, the RoboCop one was rubbish, and he's like, "Yeah, bits of it are getting filmed in like Scotland and England. Like they were filming in Glasgow, they've been filming in Edinburgh, so there's like bits being filmed over here, eh?" And I was like, "Ah, it'll be a load of rubbish, eh?" And then when I watched the trailer, because I had read like about 40 pages of the book, so I know how the book starts compared to the Arnie movie. I was like, this seems like they're going to go down the book route rather than just doing a remake of the Arnie movie, which I wasn't really that fussed for. So in a way, it's going to be like a different movie to, if you've never read the book, it's going to be similar to the Arnie movie, but obviously it's not going to be like a carbon copy. So that, it's like you, that got me more excited. I was like, and then watching the trailer, I was like, this looks pretty good. And then when I saw Josh Brolin in it, he's usually not in a lot of crap films. He's usually in good stuff. He's a good actor. And I'm like, this might actually be pretty good. This might actually be good. So I'm quite excited for it. I don't know when it comes out, but I am quite looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch the trailer after this. Yeah. What about you? What would you?
I'll send you the link.
Yeah, sound. Yeah, what would you do then if you couldn't video game?
To be fair, it was probably movies. I would just like watch movies, like and maybe do like, I don't know, like movie reviews or something. Say my page wasn't retro game and stuff. I'd maybe do like movies that I watched as a kid and watch them over and just do like my thoughts on them and stuff like that. There's a couple of people on TikTok that I do actually follow that like that. One guy in particular, and I'm kicking myself, I can't remember his name, but he's an Irish guy, and he does like movie reviews, and he's really, really articulate with how he talks and how he describes the movies. I'm going to have to find him, and I'm going to post on my TikTok and tag him because it's really good. I followed him from probably one of the first people I actually followed on TikTok, so that's why it's annoying me. I can't remember his name. Got a total blank now, which probably the whiskey. But yeah, I think I would do something like that. Just watch like old movies that I used to watch, and then do like a bit of a review of them and how I felt about them when I was younger, watching them to watching them now. Because I don't know if you find that. I mean, I watched quite a lot of movies when I was younger, stuff I probably shouldn't have been watching as well. My dad let me watch. So there was a lot of stuff in them that I didn't get because I was younger, or certain things they said or things that happened. But obviously now watching them back, I'm like, oh my God, why did my dad let me watch this? And things like that, especially even like TV shows as well. I don't know, did you ever used to like Rick Mail and and like Bottom and stuff? So my dad used to let us watch the young ones. I don't know if you remember that.
The young ones,
and there was so many jokes in that I used to laugh at. And now watching it back, I'm like, I had the totally different meanings to it. So like they would talk about bread, and I thought they actually meant bread, but I'm like, no, in those days bread was money. It's what they were referring to. So there were jokes about bread. I used to think as a kid, oh, they're talking about like a loaf of bread, and laugh at that. And it's not till I watched it now, I'm like, no, that's not what they were talking about at all. So yeah, I think it would be movie related for me, like definitely movie related.
Yeah, I like what you're saying there, because like, there's a lot of stuff like back in the day where there was a lot of adult humor, but they masked it to be suitable for kids to listen to as well. And then as a kid, you're just like, what? I didn't get that, or whatever. And then as an adult, you're like, the fuck did they put that in there? How did they get away with that? The kids program, this. Yeah.
Even like, you see the Goonies? Remember the Goonies?
Oh, Goonies, yeah.
So you remember like there was bits of that at the beginning. So where they're on the house, and I don't know if you remember when they're eating the chips, and Josh Brolin, Brand's doing the like exercise machine thing and that. And they've got the statue with the guy that's naked with his willy basically out, and Chunk knocks it over, and the willy falls off it and breaks. And there's like bits of this I just didn't get as a kid, and like watching it back, so they're like, oh no, he's broke it, and Mikey picks it up and goes, they're trying to fix the willy back on, and he's like, oh, you've broke it, that's my mum's favourite piece. And Mouth, Corey Fieldman goes, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't. And I was like, I never got that as a kid, but then obviously now you totally get it. And then when they glue it back on, instead of gluing it back on with the willy facing down, it's obviously facing up. I mean, like, you've glued it on the wrong way. If that was meant to be like that, we'd all be pissing in our faces. And this is all stuff I never got growing up. But when you're watching it back now, because I watched it with Alba, like me, Charlene, and Alba watched it, and me and Charlene are ending herself, and Alba's like, just not getting it at all. And that was me. That was me, like all those years ago. It's just things like that. It's just brilliant in movies. Like,
yeah, I love it when you can go back to it like a adult mindset and just see it for what they were trying to actually do. Yeah,
Very clever.
Have we got another one from Shivers? Yeah. If you could choose one character to go on a boozy weekend, who would you choose and why?
So I cheated a little bit with this one because I couldn't think of like a character. So I went with Love Fist from GTA. Remember the band in GTA? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I thought if you went on like a boozy weekend with them, it would be absolutely epic, and you would probably not remember a thing. So I was a bit of a cheat because it's not one individual person.
Yeah.
But I don't know why when I saw that question, all I kept thinking was GTA, like characters in GTA. That's just where my mind went straight, and then I then started thinking like Arthur Morgan or that from Red Dead, but then I thought, oh, he'd be just a grumpy bugger all the time, eh? And I thought, who would be quite good that you would have you would have an absolute belting time with? And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, Love Fist from GTA. If you could go out with a band of them, I think you would have like a wild time. That'd be like going out with like the Stones or
Yeah. Yeah.
Aerosmith or something like in their heyday and just like go out and get absolutely out your nut and not remember a thing.
It's funny that you say Arthur Morgan because my choice was John Marsden. I've completely forgot his name for a minute then.
Oh yeah.
But
He would be a bit better to go with than Arthur Morgan, to be fair. I think he
yeah,
would be a bit more a banter.
I could imagine just being a cowboy going into the saloon and just having a few jars with him, then riding horseback naked. But it's you do voice for him, don't you? For John Marston, yeah.
No, never done his voice. No.
You look like Rob Wheatoff, the guy who does his voice.
Oh, somebody told me that. I must be the person with about a million faces because see the amount of times I get people saying, "Oh, you look like such and such," or "You look like such and such," and I have had him a couple of times actually.
So I told you on last episode. I said my daughter said, "Oh,
that's right. That's who it was." Yeah, I couldn't remember. I remember somebody saying it. And I was like, "Where did I hear it?" I was trying to think back. Well, you mentioned it there. That's what it was.
Yeah, so I'd probably pick him. I couldn't think of anyone else. I just thought, yeah, just somebody who likes to drink, and I'm pretty sure he likes drinking, and just to be in that era as well. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. That would be cool, actually. But that, as I say, that was the two that I went from, was like GTA or Red Dead. Like, I think it would be cool to go to like an actual cowboy bar, like what it would have been like back in the day, like that. Like again, I don't know if you've ever seen the film Young Guns, like Emilio Estevez and
No, I don't think I have.
and Charlie Sheen. Oh man, you have to watch that movie. So there's going to be another one coming out soon. Well, they're film. I think it's in post production or that. But there's Young Guns 1 and 2 at the minute, and then Young Guns 3 is coming. But if you've never seen the first one, oh man, the first and second one are brilliant. The first one especially is if you like cowboy movies. But I mean, it's got like Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen, Lou Diamond Phillips, Kiefer Sutherland. You'll recognise loads of people in it. Like there's loads and loads of famous people in it. But it's an awesome movie. Soundtrack's amazing as well. It's like Bon Jovi does a lot of the songs in it. And stuff.
Really? Yeah.
Or maybe that. I don't know if that's maybe the second one actually. But it is like the theme to it and everything's just brilliant. But yeah, definitely. If you've never seen it, recommend. Have to watch it. It's really good.
Ah. The next question is from Jamie, JPS Darko.
Oh, yeah.
And he's put, probably already asked, but what video game that didn't get a sequel or prequel deserved one? And then he's put in brackets, Days Gone. That's his.
I can't think. I thought we did maybe answer this before, but I can't remember. But to be honest, if I did, it would be Days Gone for me as well.
Yeah.
To be honest, and I would like a prequel, and I would like a sequel with both. I love that game so much. Like I was gutted to know that there isn't another one out yet or that. Anything with zombies and open world and that, it just ticks all the boxes for me. I mean, I first played a game like that, which was Dead Rising. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
I think it was on the 360 I first played it actually, and I loved that. So yeah, anything with zombies, even zombie movies and stuff I like. But yeah, I would have to agree with Jamie. Days Gone would be my one. Either a prequel or a sequel, or if I could be totally greedy and get one of each, I'd be happy. Like I would be well happy with one of each.
Yeah, to be honest, I think we have had this question before, and I think we did both agree on it being Days Gone. I did try and have a think of like just in case, because I thought I don't want to cop out and just pick same as Jamie, because especially because we've answered it before. And I did think of like what's like a weird, what would be like a weird prequel. And do you know that game Journey?
Oh yeah.
I thought it'd be good to see like how did it, as a prequel, how did it get to this like isolated civilization where there's just ruins everywhere? Like,
yeah,
did everybody just have like office jobs before, and then, something like an apocalypse happened? I think it'd be good to like learn the backstory. That's, like I say, it's just a bit of a weird one that I thought it'd be quite interesting to know what happened.
Or even what you could have is like the original. I don't know if you ever played like the original Fallout games. So like obviously you've got the whole series of Fallout now, but the first couple were like PC games that were like turn-based, and I loved them. Me and my neighbour Merton used to play them all the time. But you could do a prequel to that before obviously all the bombs went off and everything. So it could be like playing The Sims, playing The Sims, and it's just like The Sims, everything's happy. You build your house, then all of a sudden, boom. And then you come into Fallout and play it that way. That might be quite a cool
that'd
one
be good. That I think a lot of people would play that as well.
I would play it. I would definitely play it. Like, because I used to love The Sims as well. I've never played The Sims for years and years and years, but like when I was younger, like when I had more time to sit for like 4 or 5 hours a night to actually sit and game, I used to love playing The Sims. Like, absolutely loved it. Like building your house and obviously getting all your furniture in and doing all that. I used to love doing that, but I've never went back to it now because I can't sit for. I've not got the time to sit for like 3 or 4 hours at a time and just sit and play a game. It's usually like an hour here, an hour there, or whatnot. So I don't think you can really do that as much with The Sims. Just getting like wee bits of time like that to play.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, like I said, I could imagine bombs dropping, and then you're just like, I've got to like build a shelter or a bunker or whatever. Yeah, it'd be really cool. That
I thought that would be quite cool. So yeah, I'll do that as well. But I do agree with Jamie. Days Gone for me, 100%. And I'd want to be greedy. I would want a prequel and a sequel.
Yeah, that'd be really good, wouldn't it? Right, the next one is from Retro Gamer AJ, and he's put, if you had to convince each other that your favorite system, so for you it'd be the Mega Drive, for me he's put PS2. So if you had to convince each other that your favorite system, Sega or PS2, had the better lineup of games, what's the one game you'd pick to make your case?
See, I assume for that though, I take it. Is PS2 your favourite? I always thought it was PS1.
It's PS1, but I think for the question, I'll pick a PS2 game.
Right. So, I mean, for me, it's always going to be Mega Drive. I'm always going to have to pick like RoboCop versus Terminator. If I could pick a couple, say I had to pick like a top 5 to try and convince you, but that would definitely be number 1. I just love it. I mean, obviously the Mega Drive, like graphics and gameplay and like open worldness or that is not going to be anything compared to like PS2 or even PS1 for that matter as well. But if you're looking at games that are like playability that are just good fun to play, just grab a controller and just play it and like just have fun with it, I would definitely have RoboCop versus Terminator there. Road Rash would have to be up there, just for like the gameplay and the music. Streets of Rage as well. Streets of Rage would be up there, and then even just something as simple as Sonic. Like, see, like between Sonic and Mario, I didn't really play a lot of Mario growing up or that because I didn't really have Nintendo systems. Although at the minute I have been playing on the Retro Pocket 5 Super Mario Bros on the Wii, I'm absolutely loving it. I played it again, but in between when I started reading the Running Man on the plane, when I stopped, I started playing that on the plane. It's absolutely brilliant. I don't know if you've ever played it, but it's brilliant. It's so good, and now once I get it finished, I want to go back and actually play like Mario Bros 1, 2, and 3. I played bits of them, but I've never played them to try and finish them or that. So I want to go back and play a lot of the Mario games now. But yeah, even like Sonic as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I know they're the sort of main titles for the Mega Drive, but To me, I think they're the most fun ones. They're ones that I can always go back to. I will play them at least once every couple of months or that, even if it's only for an hour or two here and there. But yeah, that would be my picks for the Mega Drive.
And if you had to pick one PS2 game, what PS2 game would you pick, do you reckon?
The Warriors.
I thought you were going to say Vice
Easy.
City.
Nah. Well, Vice City for the music and stuff, and yeah, I do love the game, but the Warriors for me was just, I loved it. I loved the movie. Like, the Warriors is definitely probably my top 3 movies. Like, it could even be number 2 behind Rocky 4. I just love it. The movie's amazing. I've got the soundtrack on vinyl. Again, that's another movie that my dad introduced me and my brother to at an age where we probably shouldn't have been watching it. Although looking back on it, it's not actually that bad. There's a couple of swear words, but it's not like really gruesome. When you watch it now, like the fight scenes in it are quite cheesy and stuff, but it's just, I loved that movie. I must have watched it 100 times. So when that, I don't know if I've talked about this before, but when that game came out on PS2, and when it came out that it was Rockstar that was doing it, I was like so excited, and I was saying to all my pals, "Oh, it's going to be brilliant! It'll be better than GTA." And folk were like, "What's the Warriors? I've never even heard of it." I was like, "How have you not heard of the Warriors?" And it was literally me and my brother, out of all our friends, because there's only a year between me and my brother, but all my pals are like his pals, and all his pals are my pals, because we all just like hung together. And none of them had ever watched or heard of the Warriors, and it was only me and my brother. But now the people that have watched it love it, and it's just like one of those iconic movies. So yeah, it'd have to be the Warriors for me, like PS2. What about you? What would you go for?
So if I had to pick PS2, I want to say I'd probably pick either Metal Gear Solid 2 or Metal Gear Solid 3. I think those are the two main ones. Yeah, I don't just they're just good games.
Would it be Metal Gear as well for PS1? That's what I'd assume you would have picked. Like
it probably would be. Yeah, I think so. It's just one of those games that just stands out for PS1. But then obviously for PS2, people are like jumping on the bandwagon, like, oh, we need to be more like Metal Gear Solid. So they brought games like Splinter Cell out and stuff like that.
What do you think of like Splinter Cell? Do you like the Splinter Cell games? I played more of them, because obviously I've not played any Metal Gear Solid, but I did like the Splinter Cell games, growing up.
To be honest, I've not really played much of a Splinter Cell game. I played the first one that came out on the PS2. I think it is just called Splinter Cell. Yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't get on with it. I think I was. My expectation was it's going to be like Metal Gear Solid. But it just weren't. I don't think it had the story element that Metal Gear Solid has. So I think that's what put me off. And then after that, I've not really played any of the Splinter Cells after that.
I played a few. I played the first one, and I played, was it Chaos Theory? It was called. Then Pandora something. I can't remember what it was called.
Pandora Tomorrow or something, is it?
Yeah. I remember playing them, and I enjoyed them. But I know what you mean. I mean, obviously I've not played Metal Gears, which I'm going to remedy that. But they're not really story based. It is more about like the stealth and the action and all that. So a lot like Hitman as well. Like, I don't know if you've ever played many of the Hitman games. Although they have got a bit of a story, it is more aimed towards like, here's the mission. Do you want to be stealthy and go in and do what you want to do, or do you want to go in like all guns blazing or whatever?
Yeah. I think if I had to pick a Mega Drive game, oh god, there's one that came to my head, but I don't think I'd win people over if I was to say you've got to play this game. If
I wonder if you're going to say what I think you're going to say. Begin with an R.
Oh no, it's not that one.
Yeah,
I was going to say Toe Jam and Earl, Panic on Funkatron. Like, I remember playing that back in the day and just absolutely loving it. And then I'd play it with my next door neighbour as well, because one you can play as Toe Jam and one can play as Earl. And I just loved it. Looking back at it now,
recently, by the way, have you played it recently? Like Toe Jam and Earl. When was the last time you played it?
Probably say I've probably played it once in last year, something like that.
Yeah. How do you find it playing it now compared to when you played it as a kid? I find it a lot more like difficult to what I was meant to be doing now. I seem to understand it a lot easier when I was a
Yeah,
kid to what now, which I thought was a bit weird. I don't know if you found that.
yeah. It's I didn't get very far. I think I might have done like the first 2 or 3 levels. But there's bits where you open a door and there's like a vortex and it sucks you in, and then it goes all right,
Yeah.
and you've got to like shrink yourself and stuff. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Like back in the day, I was just like, whoa, and then playing it now, it's just like, why? What's this? I don't get it. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like, there's some parts of it then that I thought this is quite tough. Like, how did I do this as a kid? But yeah, I think it would be that or probably Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah. Yeah, if I wanted people
Sonic's
to
a
play
nice, easy one, but Sonic is good though. See when you actually play it, and then I don't know if you've played many Master System games, but if you've ever played like Sonic Chaos on the Master System, it's really good as well. Like that's one of my favourite Sonic games. I need to get it. I don't actually have it.
I've never played
Master System games down there. Yeah, so I've got Sonic 1 and 2, but I think Sonic Chaos is at that little bit more expensive. Not mega expensive, but I think it's quite close to like the £20 sort of mark. But it is really good. Sonic Chaos, and I remember playing that loads as a kid as well. So it's another one I want to try and pick up. But yeah, I just really like the Sonic games, and because when I was younger, I didn't have like a lot of games at times. Like Sonic was one of the ones where if you were getting a magazine, it always had like the secret bits to find, like the emeralds or little secret bits to get the extra life. So you're always trying to play it to find those little like secret areas and stuff. So yeah, I've just got a wee bit of. I'm not really good at Sonic or anything, but I just always loved it. There's like loads of Sonic games. I've never really played a bad Sonic game, to be honest. Even like Sonic Spinball, I quite like that. Some people do hate on it, but when you actually play it, it's quite a good game. Like it's hard though, but it is good.
I definitely prefer Sonic over Mario. I can't get on with Mario.
Well, I never thought I could until I played that Wii one. By the way, the Super Mario Bros. On the Wii. And honestly, it's really good, man. It's really good. It's like it looks amazing as well. See, like the colors and just obviously because it's updated graphics with it being on the Wii.
Yeah.
Try it out, man. It is really good. It's Did you get one of the Retro Pocket 5s or?
No, I've not got one.
The 557. I think it might be on the 557 or the 556. It might be on them as well. But try it. It's really good fun. Like I was loving it. Absolutely loving it.
I think this might lead on quite nicely to the next question, which is from Baby Chicken Rach, which she looks like she's from Wales because she's got the Welsh flag there. So her question is, out of all the Mario games out there, which one is your favourite?
So if it's Mario platformer, so far it would be that. I mean, I'm assuming Mario Kart's not included in this, but to be fair, that's another one. I've never played a bad Mario Kart game. Like I've played quite a few of them, and everyone's been absolutely brilliant. But yeah, platformer for Mario, and then probably folk are going to hate on me here because I've not really played a lot of like Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3. I've played the first one. I probably played the most of. I played a good couple hours of that to get into it. But it's bloody hard, man. I'm not very good at it. And have you seen the people that speed run like the really hard Marios? I don't know what it's called, but it's like the ridiculous levels where they're like bouncing off of something else happens, they've got to time it right. I don't know what Mario that is, but you're watching them and I'm like, I would never in a million years be able to do it. It's crazy how good some people are at that game.
I think that's correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I think it's Mario Maker. I think that's people have actually made their own levels to beat themselves up.
It looks horrendously like difficult.
It's brutal,
I could never do it. I could never ever do it. They're like bouncing off a shell to bounce off the wall to go, and they've got to time it like to perfection.
Yeah, they jump on a shell and then they'll grab a shell and then they're going to throw it so it bounces off a wall, then jump on that shell and I just don't have the patience for anything like that.
maybe in my early 20s I could have done it, but I think with the amount of partying I've done in my 20s and 30s, my brain cells are nowhere near going to be able to do that.
Well, for me, I'm going to cop out and just say Mario Kart Double Dash. That's the only Mario game that I've played and actually enjoyed.
What version of it? The GameCube one or the handheld one?
Yeah, GameCube. Yeah. When I got the GameCube, it came with that, and the only reason I got the GameCube was so I could play Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, and it was like a freebie. So I thought, I'll try it. And me and the missus got addicted to it. We're just like, we need to get all of the, the gold trophies. We need to unlock all the levels and stuff. And it's really fun. So I can't pick a platformer because I just don't like them.
It's true though that it's not a bad. I don't know if anyone that's listening to this can tell me a bad Mario Kart game.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell. They're honest. No. Everyone I've played is brilliant. All the ones that came out on the Switch, the one on the Wii, the one like the Double Dash you're talking about there, the original SNES one.
Yeah,
I've not played a bad one.
Yeah, they're really good. The next one is from Electric Reload, and they've put, which video game by the end gave you the biggest I've had a drink. I can't get my words out. Existential crisis.
That's a mouthful.
Which video game by the end?
Reading the questions.
I know you need to start reading them out.
I'll never be able to read that.
So, which game gave you the biggest existential crisis?
So I had to Google what that meant. I'll not lie to you, because I thought I was like, surely that means like something to do with like the saddest ending or something. But I had to Google it to make sure, and I assume that is what it is. Like you were torn with the ending or what you had to do, right? And for me, and I don't know if you've played it, and I think. What's his name again? Is it Gamer Man Dan? He's a Scouse streamer and he plays this quite a lot. And for me, this was it. And it was the Walking Dead, the Telltale games.
Yeah.
The first season 1.
Yeah.
And I had to Google the names because it's been that long since I've played it and I couldn't remember their names. But I don't hope, well, I'd imagine most people have played it by now. But if you've not, maybe fast forward a minute or two. Is at the very end where it's obviously Clementine and Lee. Yeah. And you have to pick if you want to shoot them or if you want to leave them, turn. And honestly, man, I sat for ages. I know the good guy Dan had talked about this as well, that he sat for ages, like basically sobbing, knowing what to do. And I was like, I was the same. I was sitting there, like, I wasn't crying, but I was like, I don't know what to do here. And I actually felt sick because that was the first sort of Telltale game I had played. I never played these sort of games before, and I got really into it, like right into the story. It's not the most like loveliest of games or anything. It's just the story to it was just brilliant, and I actually like got a real connection with a lot of the characters. And I was genuinely gutted at the end of that game because I was like, whatever you pick here, he's not going to make it. You know what I mean? There's not a choice that you can have him survive in here. And for me, hands down, that was it. That was easily it for me. Like I was a good 5 minutes of sitting trying to decide like what to do, what was the lesser of the two evils, and to the stage where I was thinking, right, what would I do if that was like my missus or my brother or something? I'm like, right, it's a video game, but I was that invested in it. You'd be like, what is the right thing to do here? And in the end, I did shoot him, just in case anyone's wondering, but. Honestly, it tore me up. And then when I'd done it, I felt bad. But what was really clever with those games is the decision you made when you then played season 2, if it saved your data. So all the decisions you had made in season 1, there was bits that linked into season 2, which I thought was really, really clever.
I didn't know that.
There's a couple of things because it does say that at the end that some of the decisions that you've made in season 1 will carry over. Not major decisions, just maybe references in dialogue and stuff like that. But again, it's quite a cool wee touch to it. But 100% it was that for me. Like, what about yourself?
Yeah, good game that. For me, it's Last of Us Part 2.
I did think it was going to be that. I did think it would be Last of Us. Like
that was like the first game where I literally had to stop pause the game and put my controller down for about 10 minutes.
Mhm.
And this isn't even at the end. This is like, so spoiler alert again. Maybe skip a few minutes, but so yeah, you play as Ellie for the first 3 days, and then you switch to Abby, and then you play her 3 days, and then it's the part where they're both at the auditorium, and you're playing as Abby, and she shoots Jesse in the face. She shot Tommy on the floor, and then she goes to chase after Ellie. And I was like, I had to pause it and put the pad down. So I'm like, I don't want to kill Ellie. I don't want Ellie to die.
Mhm.
I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, it made me so
Mhm.
uncomfortable. I was like,
Yep.
I didn't know what to do. So I just put it down for 10 minutes and thought, I'm just going to slowly go in. And if there's an opportunity to attack Ellie, I'm just not going to attack her. But it makes you attack her. And I was just like,
Mhm.
and like, I'd hit Ellie or whatever. And then again, I'd have to pause and go, she's going to die. She's going to
Yeah.
die. I don't want to do it, you know. But anyway, got through it. And obviously at the very end, Ellie's left with this choice. Does she go after Abby still? Or does she settle down with Dina and JJ? And you have this like family unit on the farm. And she decides, no, I can't let it go. I need to go after Abby. She goes after Abby. She loses her fingers because they get bitten off. And then she goes back to the farmhouse after not killing Abby. And Dina's gone. Everything's gone. And all that's left is this guitar that she got from Joel. And she picks it up to try and play it. But because she's lost her fingers, she can't play it anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that connected, kept her close to Joel. So obviously Joel's not here anymore. That's the only thing that made her feel close to Joel, and she can't even do that anymore. I was like, man,
I remember that as well.
This is a bad ending, but not bad
Yeah.
in the sense of it's shit, as in, wow, I'm just so gutted for everyone because everybody lost.
Yeah, exactly. That's it in a nutshell. Yeah.
So for me, yeah, it'd be Last of Us Part 2. That's the first game that's ever put me through all of those emotions, and at the end there wasn't a happy ending, and I thought, I think they did the right thing making it not a happy ending, because not all stories have happy endings, do they? So,
and that's the thing with those type of games and movies and stuff. It probably shouldn't, in a way. You know what I mean? It is that brutal, everything that's happened and stuff like that. That it's like it's very, 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 very unlikely that it is actually going to be a happy ending anyway.
Yeah.
As brutal as it is to get that as an ending, it's probably what would maybe happen if it was like in real life, or that is likely to be some sort of outcome like that. Maybe not obviously exactly the same, but it's likely to be something along those lines.
Yeah. Yeah, good question, that.
Yeah, I like that one.
The next one is from Retro Red Steve, and he's put, looking forward to the next episode. Question, what's your favourite PS1 racing game?
So for me, I think probably most people are going to know what this is for me, but do you hazard a guess what you think I'm going to say?
Oh, I was going to say Rock and Roll Racing, but that's not PS1.
No.
Racing. Oh. No, go on.
I was going to say Destruction Derby.
Oh, Destruction Derby.
There's a racing element to it, obviously, when you do the race tracks, although most of the time you're just playing the dome, like smashing into each other and everything. But for PS1, that is probably my favourite. It's the one I played the most. I mean, I did like Ridge Racer, and I actually played quite a bit of Wipeout. I used to really, really like Wipeout. I didn't play a lot of like Need for Speed or that on PS1. So yeah, Destruction Derby was the one I played the most. Pretty as much as I didn't play like the tracks as much as just like the dome or whatever. I can't really remember what it's called now off the top of my head.
It's like an arena, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the arena.
Yeah.
That part of it's probably what I played the most, but I still used to play the tracks quite a lot. But yeah, racing car games, I think it would have to be Destruction Derby for me. Like,
yeah, that's a good choice.
Yourself?
Yeah, for me, the first game that sprung to mind, because I'm not a massive fan of racing games, but for me, it'd probably be Crash Team Racing. That's the one where when I had it back in day, I had the multi-tap. It's like a triangle shape. You can plug 4 controllers into it.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So we used to get lads around all the time, and we used to just play that all the time. But obviously, we used to play on like a 16-inch TV. So like, there was like split 4 segments. So you like had this like tiny box to try and race from. But we just used to play that all the time. I think that's the only one, because it was like kind of the equivalent to Mario Kart, but obviously Crash Bandicoot, and obviously I didn't have a Nintendo or anything, so it was like the next best thing. But we all loved it. Really good. That's probably my favorite.
I just recently got the Crash Team Racing on PS2. I think it was one of the ones that I've done a swap with Jim with, actually, but I've not played it yet. Yeah, I've not played it yet. But I played like Crash Team Racing on PS1, which is really good. I really like it, but I've never played it on PS2. I don't know. Have you ever played it? Or
no, I think it's called Nitro Kart, isn't it?
Aye, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, I think I've got it, but I've never played it. Never put it on. But yeah,
it looks good. Like, I'm definitely going to try and get into. I need to try and get back to streaming and that again, picking like random games. So that's my mission. Probably once everything's settled down at the house a bit, I'm going to try and get back into doing my gaming streams again.
Yeah, I think it's good, like especially like the old retro games when you stream them, because like you get so many people like, oh, I remember this, it's so good, and then you just get chatting, don't you? Just get talking about like all the games that have gone by and stuff. Yeah.
That's it. It's mental to think as well, though, like we had talked before, even like when Andy was talking about it, that like when he was making games, like when he was talking about like the Getaway and Prey and all the other ones that he had worked on, that there's still people playing them now. And not only that, there's people that are streaming them to other people watching them. And I was like, obviously back then there was, I mean, as much as there was internet, there was nothing like obviously streaming services or anything like that. So you would probably never ever would have thought that people would be playing computer games online and people would be watching. That was just not a thing, was it? It was just websites and that was it. So I mean, something like that must be quite cool for him, because I mean, again, that's how he saw you, was when you were doing your 24-hour stream, and then he came into it and he had said obviously he was part of the game and everything like that. And I'm like, that must have been pretty cool for him to see that they just come across your page, because you weren't friends before or anything. I don't think he followed you before, did he? And he's just come across, he maybe jumped up on his FYP or whatever, he's came into your stream, and then boom, look at that. I mean, how cool must that be? For us, it was brilliant because we got to speak to him. But for him, it must have been pretty cool to see that. I was part of that game like 20 odd year ago, and here's somebody now in 2024, 25 actually playing the game. Like, how cool was that?
I still feel bad for calling him a liar as well.
But then you get so many people that say certain things on TikTok and that, you're like, aye, all right. You're like, you've got to, you always take stuff with a pinch of salt, as we would say. Yeah.
I'm glad he proved me wrong, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, we've got 4 more questions. So we might have to do like a quick fire round.
Right, go for it. I'll get a top up while we do it then. My last top up.
So this one is from Jamie again, JPS Darko. And he's put, when will you be having guests on the podcast?
So I think we did sort of mention that, didn't we? That we probably wanted to do that. And I was going to say that to you. Is that something we maybe want to do for what we were going to call like the second season? Because this was like pretty much like season 1. So we thought we'd do it in like blocks of 10 or whatever, But I would like to definitely speak to people. And I've got an idea of a few people who we could speak to, which is probably the same sort of some people that you've thinking of as well. But I've quite enjoyed having Andy on, but I think it would be good to get obviously some of the guys that we speak to, like on TikTok and stuff, and then maybe even reach out to other people to see who we can get. Just as like sort of mix it up a little bit as well. Don't know what you thought, but I was definitely quite. I think we wanted to sort of find our feet just in front of a camera, speaking to each other, and like doing the podcast before we maybe just went straight away getting somebody in, didn't we? We wanted to try and maybe build our confidence up. Was that right?
Yeah.
Probably, but I know I did anyway, for sure. But I don't know how you felt about it.
Yeah, to be honest, I was thinking about this earlier. Like, what could we do for season 2? And I thought it'd be
Mhm.
good to just get a guest on every time, and just
Yeah.
have series of the second season just about having guests on, and then
Mhm.
obviously whatever third, if there is a third one.
Mhm.
Always got to keep them guessing, Dylan.
That's
Always got
it,
to keep them
exactly.
guessing.
Exactly. We might fall out. We might have a spat and do a TikTok boxing match or something.
But yeah, I thought, like I said, just like getting other creators on, from TikTok. It'd be good to get people on, and like we've got like the quiz element down as well. So like, we could do like one show. It'd be like you could be the quiz master, and it'd be me versus the guest, or vice versa. But yeah, I think it's something to definitely consider. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would definitely be up for it, 100%.
There we go, Jamie. So next season, watch this
I know.
space.
That's it, exactly.
Man Cave Bartender has put, what's your favourite beer/cocktail?
Mm-hmm. Right. Do you follow Man Cave Bartender on TikTok or that? Do you know who he is?
I think I do.
Oh, he was literally one of the first guys I followed on TikTok. I'm going to have to check now. But when I first was on TikTok and I was speaking to him, he was on something like 20,000 followers or 25, 30,000 followers. And he's literally like unbelievable. What's he sitting on TikTok now? 955,000 followers. And he's like, across all platforms, he's on like Facebook, he's on YouTube, he's on Instagram, and he's blew up everywhere, But I don't. His man cave is so cool.
Yeah,
it's like the cool, and even like his beer garden to his man cave is so cool. So he's got like the hot tub thing. He's got like an outside bar thing with the the cool tables. It's got like the fire in it and everything that. Oh man, honestly, like it's the coolest thing ever, But yeah, I followed him quite early on TikTok, and then just got speaking to him. He's a massive Aston Villa fan, and then when John McGinn, like the Scotland player, obviously signed for Aston Villa, that's our sort of banter that we have back and forward. Like he always, like when we played Scotland versus England, he did rip me a few times, obviously being Scotland and him England. But honestly such a nice guy. Yeah, I've got him like on Facebook and everything as well. And he keeps saying to me, "Oh, you need to come down. You need to come down." And it's just, again, it's like with us, like all of us that are in the chat, that we keep saying we need to meet up, and we've just never seemed to be able to get to do it, I think we need to try and do it this year. We need to try and just pick a date or something, pick somewhere central. But he keeps saying it to me all the time, like you need to come down and come for a bevy and whatnot. But he's the nicest guy ever. Like he's got some cool contraptions in his man cave, and he's a retro gamer as well. Because he's got like he's got his Mega Drive there, his Mega CD collection of games. He's got one of the big like arcade sticks, the ones you plug into the telly. That's like, I don't know I can't remember what they're called, but it's the big like rectangular ones. It's got the joystick and the buttons. Joystick and the buttons, and he's got that hooked up to like a big massive telly, and he's into his gaming stuff and that as well. But yeah, he's really cool. But if you don't already follow him, Man Cave Bartender, you just type that in. He's literally the first one. He blue ticked as well. He didn't even know he got his blue tick. He just woke up one day and he had got his blue tick as well.
I applied for a blue tick, and they told me to bugger off.
Yeah, I can't believe that. Surely, like if anything, you should have got one for like the news article and everything you got.
Yeah, I read newspaper and everything, and they were like, no.
Yeah.
Sheffield Star is not a big mainstream newspaper, so sorry, no. Oh, all right.
So I don't know how TikTok do it. It must be weird because I looked at it and I don't know. Do you know that Angry Ginge? Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
So he followed me on TikTok. Like it was about a year ago, maybe a bit more, when I used to do my Chat Man streams, and I didn't even know who he was. It came up like one time I went in, it was followed, and I went into his account. It's like, he's got like about 1 million odd followers. So I just dropped him a follow back, and then he's been playing on bloody Soccerade. He's been on the telly. He's still
Yeah,
not got a blue tick. I'm like, surely if he's been on the telly, he's been on loads of things. It must be weird criteria they do for blue tick, because I've seen people with like 10,000 followers that have got a
yeah,
blue tick on
yeah.
TikTok, and I'm like, I don't know how they've got it compared to other people. It's so strange, like.
Yeah, I don't get it. But yeah,
Nah, no.
go and
But
drop Man
sorry,
Cave
I
by
went on a
Sandra Fella.
tangent there, a big massive tangent. Apologies. So favourite beer and cocktail. So cocktail is super easy. Espresso martini every
Ooh,
time. Absolutely love an espresso martini. And then with beer, I went back and forward on a few. I do like a Moretti or a Peroni or is it Ashi? Is that how you say it? I can never pronounce it
Asahi,
right. Yeah, I love them.
Japanese.
However, with the Scottish side of me, a nice ice cold pint of Tennent's. I'm gonna have to be the cliche.
Ah,
It has to be like a nice ice cold one. I would say a Guinness, but that's technically not a lager because that's what I think he said, favourite beer or lager.
yeah.
So technically I can't pick Guinness. So yeah, I'll say espresso martini and an ice cold pint of Tennent's. Maybe side by side. That'd be quite nice actually.
Yeah,
Pint of Tennent's with an espresso martini chaser. There we go.
I've never
That's
had
what I want.
a espresso martini. I'll have to try
Have you
one of them.
not?
No.
Do you like coffee or
Yeah, yeah.
espressos? Oh, you'll love a martini, espresso martini then.
I'll have
Oh,
to
they're
get a try.
amazing. Try it. They're brilliant. They're really good.
So for
What's
me,
your one? What
yeah,
picks are you in?
cocktail, I probably go for Godfather. That's like whenever we go to Weatherspoons, like
Hmm.
we literally get a pitcher, a big jug full of
Yeah.
Godfather. We usually get one each, and
What's
just
that? I don't even know what that is. What's in
it's
that?
yeah. So it's got Jack Daniels, amaretto. What's the other one? I always forget the other one. Uh, I've got it on shelf in kitchen as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, Jack Daniels, amaretto. Uh, it's another liqueur. I forgot the name. It'll come back to me. And then it's just loads of ice and Pepsi. But it tastes a bit like a Dr Pepper,
All right.
like
Okay.
a very boozy Dr Pepper.
Uh-huh.
So it'd be that for cocktail, and then I probably would say Asahi. But yeah, like I say, it needs to
Hmm.
be ice cold. Like, it
Yeah.
needs to be like really crisp.
Hmm. Yeah, it's good that. It is good.
Right, we've got two more questions. So this one is from Retro Gaming Langers. If you were on a desert island and you could have one console shipped to the island, what would you have?
Well, mine would have to be my Mega Drive. I'd have to say. I
Yeah.
would. Yeah. Although I would between that and PS2, but I think just for the nostalgia of it, I would have to go with the Mega Drive because I played my Mega Drive for a longer period, if that makes sense. I've got
Mm,
more like childhood memories with that. Yeah, the PS2 games are probably better and got you could play one PS2 game that's going to last you days, whereas a Mega Drive game you're likely going to finish it in a couple hours or maybe an hour for some of them. But I just love my Mega Drive, man. I just love it.
yeah.
What about yourself?
Yeah, it's going to be PS1, isn't
Uh-huh.
it? If someone could
I
just
thought it might be.
ship me the PS1 and my PS1 games, I'd be all right with that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I would love though is the Mega Drive because obviously a Mega Drive had a lot of multiplayer games, like Road Rash or how you've got like Golden Axe, Streets of Rage. I'd love that if you could play that online. Like just go
Oh,
online
yeah.
and play those games with people. That would be just so cool, man. Like if somebody could invent like a network play that can actually, but it has to be on the actual Mega Drive. I'm not wanting none of
Nah.
this like Mega Drive classic stuff on PS4. No, 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 none of that. I want actual people that have got a Mega Drive like got some couple of games you can plug a network play in the back of it and then I could go online and play with other people that grew up with that system. I would love that,
That'd
man.
be awesome.
That
Like,
would be cool. Same with like PS1 as well. That'd be
yeah.
cool. Although I would say probably but my experience of PS1, it's more like one player games maybe. There's like
Mm,
the multiplayer. There is multiplayer there, but I don't think it was. I think it was more aimed. PS1 was big for its one player stories and like cutscenes and
yeah,
all this
yeah.
sort of stuff. But that's what I found personally, anyway.
Yeah, I think with PS1, like the bulk of the multiplayer games were either racing games or fighting games like Tekken and stuff like that. Yeah, there weren't really much else, were there? Like 2-player. Aye. Right, we've got one more question. And it's from Mama RetroSega81.
Oh, yeah.
RetroSega's
My mum
mum.
listens to every episode, by the way, just to jump in here. She literally sweats me on a Wednesday. You've not sent me the episode yet. And then was it the week that we did the last episode before I went on holiday? I must have accidentally sent her episode 8. And she was like, she said she listened to a wee bit of it, and she was, I'm sure I've already heard this. Then she sent me, you've sent me the wrong one. I'm like, oh shit, sorry, mum. I'm like, right, I'll just send you the right one this time. But she literally she says she puts it on YouTube as well. It has to be YouTube. I have to send her the link she can watch us on the telly while she's doing the ironing. That's what she does. And then she's like, I don't know anything you're talking about, but like I like listening to because like obviously we're talking about game stuff and everything, eh? So she's like definitely our number one supporter. Like, so cheers, mum, if you're listening or watching, should I say? Thanks very much. And if it's a Wednesday, I'll maybe try and come for my tea one night.
Yeah. So what I've took from that is your mum's a really nice person, but don't piss her off.
Oh yeah, oh no, trust me, you do not want to piss off Mrs. Coots. Like, so I'll tell you a story. I can tell you a story about that quickly. Is there was one time years and years and years ago when my brother, I think he had not long passed his driving test, and there was a big roundabout in Dunfermline. If you're from Dunfermline, you'll know this. It's with the police roundabout. It's called. It's a huge roundabout, and there's literally 5 roads going into this roundabout, and it was always a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. They put traffic lights on it now, but it never used to have traffic lights. It was literally a free-for-all. And there was one time when my mum was in the car with my brother, and my brother was obviously driving. My mum can't drive, but she can drive. She just never passed her test, but she can drive. But she just always used to get too nervous for her test. And my brother pulled up to this roundabout and obviously stopped, and somebody crashed into the back of him. And before my brother could put the handbrake on, my mum was out the car running round and screaming at them and going mental. And my brother was like, fuck it, put his handbrake on, and had to literally get my mum in the car because she's was going after her nut. Oh, you're gonna hurt my wee boy and everything like that. And it wasn't even like a bad crash, but she's definitely like the protector of me and my brother. Even now, she's literally just texted me now. My brother's just went away to Tenerife, so I'm actually dog sitting one of his dogs now, and she's texted me now. Do you know if Dean's got there okay? That's my brother Dean, and I was like, he's probably just got there and went out for a drink or that, but he's probably forgot to text her or forgot to text me, so she'll be all panicky. And I was like, he's 42-year-old, I'm 43. And she still, after nights out, will text me in the morning, did you have a good night? Were you okay? And everything like that. Yeah, 43-year-old. So you don't want to piss off Mama Bear, no way.
Well, she sounds like a lovely lady. Yeah.
She is a legend.
So a question was there ever a game you wanted for Christmas or birthday as a kid, but you never got?
So she actually asked me this when I was at the house the other day, and I made her text me it because they had all the messages come in by text or on TikTok, and she's like, but I'm your mum. And I'm like, you didn't get any special treatment here, so I had to make her text it. But she never actually texted me it, so I had to just text you. So even though I said that to her, she still never done it. But for my answer was genuinely no. There wasn't any game because, and what I had said to her, I was actually, because my mum and dad were never gamers, nothing like that. And I had actually said to her at the time, I was surprised that she always got the right game for the right console, because there was quite a lot of consoles out when we were younger. My mum and dad had no clue, and it wasn't like you could go online and research it in those days. You literally went to a shop and bought it, and that was it. So they never came back with, say, a Super Nintendo game from a Mega Drive or anything like that, which nowadays, if it was Charlene to go out, my wife to go out, she could probably make that mistake for myself or my daughter or that. But yeah, there was generally no game. But the one that came to mind, which is a bit of a cheat, but I told my mum at the time and she laughed, was my dad brought a computer back from his work one time, and it was the very last present we got to open on Christmas Day, and he had it behind the like the couch and seat, and we never noticed it because it was behind the curtain behind the couch, and he's like, I've got you a computer that can play games, and I was like so excited, and we pulled it back, and this computer was basically like a working computer. It didn't play any games. It was basically used at his work for doing printing and certain things and coding or whatever. It could play no games, but he built it up to say that this thing could play games, and I was expecting to be able to play Commodore 64 or like
Yeah.
Spectrum or that on it. And see, after like 2 hours, I was absolutely devastated. Played no games, I couldn't do nothing on it, and I was basically like in a huff for the rest of like that morning at Christmas time, because it was just like basically a computer my dad had somehow got from his work that he brought home with him. That he said this was like a Christmas present for us.
Probably
And I
play
was
solitaire on it.
yeah, that it didn't even have solitaire. It didn't have solitaire. No, like what was it, Mind Keeper, whatever it was called. Remember that one with the block? Yeah, Minesweeper. Nothing. I had nothing. Absolutely nothing. I could type. That's all I could do. I could type stuff on it, and that was it. And I was absolutely devastated because that was before I had even like a Spectrum or a Commodore or anything. This was like what was going to be my first gaming computer, and I couldn't even game on it. I was absolutely gutted. So it's not a game, but I did say that was the only time at Christmas I was gutted with something I got that was gaming related that actually wasn't gaming related in the slightest.
Yeah. To be honest, I really struggle with this question. I couldn't think of anything. I'm sure there probably were games that I was just like I probably didn't get, but they probably weren't important enough for me to remember that I didn't get it. So if
Remember what was the best game you got? If you had to pick, like as a kid, what was the best game you got?
Oh wow, best game. Probably Tekken 3 on the PS1. So like I remember the hype for it, and I think at the time it was coming around. I think it came out around Christmas time, maybe November time, and I was like, oh, I just want this for Christmas. And I had to wait a month, and all my mates had already got it and started playing it, and I was like, oh, I really want to play it. And then I got it for Christmas, and I was just proper buzzing about it. So it'd probably be Tekken 3 back then.
You could never beat that feeling as well, when you got a game that you had been so looking forward to getting, and then actually finally getting your hands on. Because again, like in our day, you didn't have the internet or YouTube to watch clips of games or anything like that. It was either what people told you about the game, or maybe what you had seen pictures in a magazine, if you were maybe lucky that way.
Yeah, Tekken 3, like the hype for me were just magazines. Every magazine that had it. Like, because I think at the time I did a paper round, so I was just like, I'm just going to spend my paper round money on these magazines just so I can. Or sometimes I'll be in the newspaper shop, and I'll be waiting for newspapers, and I'll just read through magazines just to, see what the latest gossip were on Tekken 3. So yeah, I was like proper buzzing when I got. I'm like, yes, buzzing. That's it. That's it for questions. So I did think. We could end it here, but I've got a little quiz for you. I thought I'd treat you because it's episode 10, and we've had a little drinky poo. That I thought I'd treat you to a little quiz. So I've just got 5 questions there, and
okay.
Some might be easy and some might be hard, or it might just be impossible. Who knows? We will see.
We'll soon find out.
You've got a possible 5 points. So. If you get all 5 points, you can decide whether or not we do season 3 or
okay,
or even season 2. Right,
you meant to say season 2 there, didn't you? You said season 3 by accident. That's too many drinky poos.
That's it. I'm going to bed after this. Right.
I've still got that to finish, unfortunately, so I can't go to bed yet. I've started, so I'll finish like Chris Tarrant.
Right then, 5 questions. The first question is, what is the name of the city where the Streets of Rage series takes place?
Oh, I was only playing that the other day too. And it comes up in the credits at the beginning.
I can give you a clue if you need a clue.
I'm not even sure a clue is going to help me. I'll have to take the clue.
It's 3 words, and the first word is wood,
Wood.
as in wood, like a wooden table.
Oh, no. See, this feels like something I should. Thing is, the amount of times I've seen the credits come up, and I know it's in that. And to be honest, I don't think I've ever actually read the credits at the beginning of Streets to Rage. That's usually the bit where I'm like sorting myself a drink or I'm doing whatever I'm doing, get my seat like comfortable. No, I don't know. How many? It's 3 words.
3 words, yeah.
What's the first letter of the other 2 words? If I can.
So the
beg
first
for
word
that.
is, yeah. So the first word is
Wood.
wood, and then the second word starts with an O, and then the third one begins with a C.
Oh, yeah. So I'm assuming obviously the third one's going to be city. I would think. Wood.
Yep.
All I can think of is OCP for Robocop. For the O. Oh, no, I'm not going to get it. I don't know.
It's Wood Oak City.
Oh, how random a name is that for a city?
I know. Yeah,
Jeez,
I thought that was like, why wood? Anyway,
right,
right.
no, I never would have got that. Never would have got that.
The second question: what is the name
Is that an
of?
easy or hard one, by the way? Can I ask if that was an easy or hard one?
I
Because if
think
that's an easy one, this is not going to go very well. So for the next one,
I think that's a hard one. Yeah. Yeah.
hopefully then.
This one's a medium one. What is the name of Sonic the Hedgehog's sidekick introduced in Sonic the Hedgehog 2? But I need his full name.
Obviously, I know it's Tails, but wait, now, let me just have a wee check here. I can't even read it. Oh, it doesn't even tell you. It's just wait, Tails the Fox. Is that right? Tails the Fox.
No.
No, that's what it says on the back. Tails the Fox.
Tails the Fox.
Oh.
So Tails is his nickname.
No, I'm never going to get that. No.
So his first name is Miles, and then his surname is Prower.
No.
And
you know that, or
I did, but only because I saw this interview with, do you know the Sonic movie, the guy who plays Sonic? Is it Ben Schwartz? I think his name is. He was given this question, and he was like, I know it's Miles, but I don't know his surname." And he goes, "Oh, it's Miles per hour, as in miles per hour." And he's like, "What? I never knew that, miles per hour." So he's like,
no.
He goes, "I need to call the person who did Tails' voice in the movie." And he's like, "Did you know that Miles' second name is Prower?" She's like, "Yeah, miles per hour." And he felt like a right knob because he thought, so yeah,
that's clever. I've still never watched the movies yet, but I have heard they're really good. I'm trying to get Alba to watch them, so I want to watch them with her, but she's never really up for it, But I've heard they are actually really good.
Yeah, they are good. I enjoyed them anyway. So yeah, his full name is Miles Tails Prower. So Tails is his nickname.
That's clever. I like that.
Question number 3. Which game features 2 funky aliens trying to fix their spaceship on Earth?
Oh, I told you I'm an arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a nice, easy one. Which Mega Drive game is known for its comic book art style and a character named Sketch Turner?
Oh, the Comic Zone.
Yeah, that was another nice, easy one.
That's one I want to get. I don't have that, but it's
a bit pricey, isn't it?
Yeah, it is pricey. I played a little bits of it on like the game sticks and stuff, but I don't want to play. Like if it's a game that I want to actually play the physical copy of it, I only play like a little bit, and then I'm like, I don't want to play any more of it because I want to play it on the actual hardware. But it is quite pricey. Like,
right, this is the last question. So you've got 2 out of 4 so far. So we need to
better than I thought.
you need to get this last one. This one's a bit of a medium hard one as well. Which Sega Mega Drive game features a robot made of orbs who fights to save the environment?
Oh, that's oh, I've got it. Oh, what was it called again? Begin with a B.
Not a B,
Begin with
no.
no. Ah, what is it again? I have got it, I'm sure. Can I look at my games while I'm getting it?
Yeah. Cheat away,
The only
cheat
problem
away.
I think it's over there though. Oh, what's it called again? What's it called? And you know what the funny thing is? I got it. It's I got it for gyms. I'm sure it's beginning with a V.
Yeah,
Ah, it's like Vector Man or something, eh?
got
Vector.
it. Yeah,
There
Vector
it
Man.
is.
Yeah.
I got it for gyms. I got it for Battle and Retro Games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Have you
Yeah,
played it?
got that. It's good. It's quite a
Yeah, it's
cool
good.
game, like. I had never played it before, but again, it was like you had said about how Jim's got so much like random stuff in that. That was one of the games I picked up. I got it for Jim. I've played a little bit of it. I don't think I went past the first level of it. But again, it's one. I've got so many games that I just keep putting to say I want to play it. I want to play it, and then I just never get round to them, man.
Yeah, it's yeah. I remember getting it from like a car boot when I were about 10, and I didn't play enough of it, but like I do remember it, and I do remember enjoying it. But yeah, I just never played enough for it. All right, I'm gonna give you a gamble. You can sacrifice all the points you've got so far for this last question, which is worth 5 points.
Right. Okay.
Or you can go home and take your measly 3 out of 5 points. It's up to you. No
Right.
pressure.
Well, I'd like to say I've had a great day. I've had a great day so far. So, but I'm going to gamble. I'm going to
Oh, he's going to
gamble.
gamble, everyone. Oh. This could be a big mistake.
I think it will be, to be fair, especially now I'm about to pour myself another whiskey. But
Right, let
on
me
a
have a
Tuesday
look.
night, no less. By the way, I've got work tomorrow.
I know, yeah. Okay. This is the ultimate question. This separates the boys from the men.
No, here we go. The West for the life.
Which animal is the main character in the game, which is RetroSega? I'm trying to say RetroSega and favorite at the same time. I've had too many. Which is RetroSega's favorite game, where the character is called Echo.
Repeat the question again. I forgot the beginning of it already. The whiskey's definitely kicked in.
Which animal is the main character in the game that is Sega's favorite game called Echo?
A dolphin.
There you go, guys. Retro Sega has admitted that Echo the Dolphin. I can't get words out. Echo the Dolphin is his favorite game because he answered the question correctly and has earned himself 5 points and totally redeemed himself.
Oh, no. And the worrying thing is, I do have that game, and I've got the second one as well. For much of a glutton for punishment, I've got the second one, and there is a third one, which is Echo Junior, but I think that is pricey, like, which I'm no way going to get that. No chance.
We'll see. We'll see.
You know what's going to happen? Jim's going to probably send me it just to annoy me.
Yeah. Well, that was good. That's it. So that's the end of episode 10. So yeah, I think that went really well. It was just a last minute thing. We thought, oh, we'll have a little drink to see episode 10 through. We've not really discussed when we're gonna start doing more. So maybe give us a couple of weeks to get into contact with some people and yeah, see what's what.
Yeah, we'll try and line up some guests. If we can get people in quicker, then you never know. If we can maybe try and get somebody for next week, we'll try and do it. But if not, it might be a couple of weeks. See if we can get a few people lined up. So we're not having to not do an episode 1 week, because we always try and keep it weekly as best we can. So we'll see how it goes.
Cool. Excellent. Well, yeah, thanks everybody once again for your superb questions. And just keep them coming, because we might store them and use them on future episodes. But thanks everybody if you've been with us since episode 1. Been through the full 10 episodes. Thank you so much for listening. And it always helps if you do drop a review, 5 stars preferably. But if you don't want to give 5 stars, then just don't leave any ratings. Okay. But if you're listening on Spotify, we are on YouTube as well. So as RetroSega's mum does, if you're doing the ironing and you just want to watch some TV, just something in the background, just put us on in the background. It all helps towards the view count. Or if you watch us on YouTube, why don't you pop us on in the car on your way to work and have a listen to us that way as well. Any final words from you today, Dylan?
No, just thank you everyone for able to get us through to episode 10. It's been really, really good. I've enjoyed it. Looking forward to what we can probably try and get arranged for the next couple of episodes and going forward for what we like to call season 2. And I think we'll definitely do another drunken one. I think I've quite enjoyed that, even though it's a Tuesday night and it's a school night and work tomorrow. But we'll not worry about that till tomorrow. I'm away up the tune now anyway, so that's it. I've enjoyed it. Thank you everyone, and on the support as well. So like getting all the questions and messages, people, like I do get messages from people saying, "Oh, I've enjoyed your episode." Just to shout out a couple was obviously like Shivers, Matt, like GPS Darko, El Mundo, my mum, and my brother as well. My brother, who is not a gamer in any sense at all, he even does listen to the odd episode as well, and he has chucked in a question as well. So honestly, thank you. It means a lot.
Yeah, awesome guys. Thank you so much. So I guess we'll leave it there. So thank you once again, and until next time, take care, stay safe, and stay awesome. Ta-ra.